Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Today is still Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Y'all remember back December and November, somewhere around up in there, of last year, 2025. I told y'all come January 30th, they were going to have another government shutdown. And some of you Democrat shields, you know, that just hate big water, whatever, he don't never know what he's talking about. Y'all better not listen to him, Roland Martin, all the rest of stuff. Don't listen to big water. Just had the guy you want to listen to, because I'm an idiot. You know, this guy. This idiot right here. I told y'all it was going to be another government shutdown, right? Because y'all know we're in the government shutdown right now. It ain't making much noise. They on the hush-hush with it. But, you know, I got to tell you. You know I can't hold water. I can't keep a secret. Not one like that. We in the middle, but it might be coming to an end. I think Trump just signed some legislation to end the shutdown we were in that y'all probably didn't even know we was in. Yes, indeed, we were in a partial, they call it partial, government shutdown. And y'all didn't even know about it. How many of y'all knew? Well, that's why you follow me, because I'm going to let you know. Hold on a minute.
Well, today makes day 3 of a partial government shutdown. Congress missed a deadline Friday night to fund several major agencies, including Homeland Security. CBS 42 Washington correspondent Gabrielle Caracciolo joins us now live with the latest.
This afternoon, President Trump posted on social media saying he wants this funding deal passed and passed quickly without any changes. But House Democrats are not happy with the deal, many saying that they're planning to vote no. This is all stemming from their demands for reforms to immigration and customs enforcement.
The House will be in order.
Back in session, it's now up to the House of Representatives to end the partial government shutdown. Some House Republicans.
Do y'all remember at first? The first shutdown, the Democrats were fighting for Obamacare. Now they moved the goalposts. Now they're fighting to try to get rid of ICE. They don't want to fund ICE. See how that works? How they keep changing up what they want?
Have shown support for the compromise the White House negotiated with Senate Democrats.
I plan to support that. I hope that we can get bipartisan support for it.
The deal funds several agencies through the end of the fiscal year, but only extends funding for the Department of Homeland Security for 2 weeks.
It's just a bill to begin negotiations where we can then discuss what sort of reforms are going to be instituted.
ICE needs to be reined in. They're out of control. They need to be brought to heel so that there is a level of accountability and professionalism that the American people are demanding.
Democrats argue the agency needs more oversight, mandatory body cameras, and agents without masks. Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries isn't guaranteeing House Democrats will vote yes, arguing the agency needs to make changes immediately.
And absent that, then a full year appropriations bill is in deep trouble.
As the debate continues on Capitol Hill, the partial shutdown is impacting more than just ICE. From FEMA to air traffic control, essential government workers once again face missing paychecks.
And breaking late this afternoon, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says that effective immediately, all officers in Minneapolis will have body cameras on them. That's one of the demands from Democrats. So we'll have to see how this impacts how they're planning to vote. In Washington, I'm Gabrielle Caracciolo. Back to you.
There you have it. We still ain't out of the woods yet. It ain't over. Prepare yourselves. Get ready. Same old, same old. The Democrats have found something else to cry about. It was just, and they all tie in together. Everything right now the Democrats are fighting for has to do with illegal immigrants. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. Everything the Democrats are fighting for ain't got nothing to do with American citizens, black or white. Everything they're fighting for right now, ready to hold the government up again, is for the help, the betterment, benefit of illegal immigrants. They're not fighting that hard for legal immigrants, for the people that are here legally, the immigrants that came here the right way. They're not fighting for them, because they know some of them vote Republican. So they don't care nothing about the immigrants that are legal. They only care about the ones that are illegal, because they need that voting base, because they're losing the old faith, the black vote. They need a new dependent class. The black vote have always been a dependent class, dependent on the government, therefore dependent on the Democrat, therefore the Democrat can depend on the black vote. Can't do that no more. They see the writing on the wall. Time to replace the black vote with another slave class, with another dependent class. What better than that? Than people from third world countries that have little to nothing and offer to make their lives 1,000 times better, and just don't forget who did it for you, us. Keep that in mind when we make you legal or make you where you can vote. Remember who looked out for you. I got oil on my hand. I'm at work, y'all. So everything they ain't fighting for better wages. Black folks, they ain't fighting for reparations for us. They're not fighting for better wages. They ain't fighting for minimum wage to go up. They ain't trying to lower taxes for us. Name one thing with the last shutdown and now this one. Name one thing that the Democrats are fighting for, holding out for, that's for American citizens. I'll wait. Give me one example of one thing that they are fighting for the American citizen. Because that health care thing they were just fighting for, that was for illegal, baby. That wasn't just for us. That wasn't for America. That was for illegals. No lower wages. They're not lower. They're not fighting for better wages. They're not fighting for a stimulus package, you know, like the stimulus package that they gave everybody the money to help boost the economy. They ain't fighting for that. They're not fighting for reparations. For whatever reason, the black folk think the Democrats love them. They ain't fighting for nothing for us. They're not even fighting for LGBTQ no more. They figure they already got y'all. So now they're going to start putting y'all on the side. Remember that LGBTQ? The same way the Democrats turn their back on black folks, they're going to turn their back on you too. Now that they figure they got you in their pocket. So now they ain't even doing nothing for LGBTQ no more. They don't mention y'all no more. Now it's everything for the illegals, the new voters that they want. I'm telling you what they're doing is right there in front of your eyes. So now, they want ICE reform. ICE is out of hand. Doing what? What is ICE doing? We only have 2 states, 2 areas where ICE been having problems. And they're both Democrat states. Like I told you in my last video. There's people in Alabama, like my city, whatever, didn't even know ICE was here. Because it's so smooth. No problems, no issues, no conflict, no controversy, none of that. So why is there a need for ICE reform? ICE is not a problem nowhere else in America, just them Democrat sanctuary cities. You think that's a coincidence? The ICE is able to run smoothly everywhere else. No problems. Nobody getting killed. Nobody, nothing. Nope. I showed you a little protest here in Mobile. The people was on the sidewalk protesting, the cops across the street. Nobody throwing nothing, nobody shouting at each other, no smoke bombs, no tear gas, no nothing. They were protesting across the street, out of the way, on the sidewalk, holding their signs. People passing by blowing a horn, protest. Protest was over, they went home. Nobody went to jail, nobody got hurt. But all in Minnesota, the blue states, sanctuary cities. See, hold on. Even though I'm in a red state, Alabama, you still have a large number of Democrats here, a large number of liberals. Just because it's a Republican-led state don't mean that you don't have Democrats here. It's just that it's more Republicans, or at least more Republicans that vote. So now, even in a red state, even though the Democrats and the Republicans, we don't agree with each other, which I'm not a Republican, but they don't agree with each other. The Democrats were still able to protest. Nobody harassed them. Nobody made them hey, leave out here, you gotta go. In red state, Alabama, I just showed y'all a protest. They were protesting Trump, protesting ICE in a Trump-friendly state. And it still wasn't no problem. Still wasn't nobody, the cop wasn't put, get out of here, you can't be right here. None of that. The Democrats, the liberals, whatever they were allowed to have their protest in peace. And they protested peacefully. I told you I gave them that credit. They went out there acting a fool. They did their protest, went home. And I told y'all that's how it's supposed to be. So shout out to the Democrat liberals in Mobile, Alabama, that just were protesting ICE this past weekend. Shout out to y'all for protesting the right way, showing the rest of the nation how a protest should be done, if you're gonna do it. Voice your grievances, show your opinions, but do it in respect for the law. Everything worked out smooth. Ain't no need to abolish ICE. ICE ain't the problem. ICE is not causing this issue. ICE is not causing these problems. ICE is not harassing people. This lady didn't know ICE was even in Mobile. She black. I'm black. I ain't seen her. Cause I don't hang around illegals. I'm sure if I hung around illegals, I probably would see ICE. And they probably would detain me and get my ID and whatever. Who knows? Call them around illegal. They want to make sure I'm legal. So here we go. Another government shutdown. Hopefully it don't get out of hand. But knowing these Democrats, Team Obama, Maxine Waters, and Jasmine Crockett about out of there pretty soon. She about done. She gonna be somewhere on the View or whatever. She got her futures in entertainment. She ain't gonna be no politician. That's all she was working for anyway. She know her days are numbered as a politician. Jasmine Crockett. You gonna see Jasmine Crockett on some podcast, on some The View or something like that, running her mouth. That's all she gonna be doing. But the Democrats gonna continue fighting for illegal immigrants and saying the hell with the American people. The hell with black folks, even though black folks love us to death, we ain't studying. Cause we know we got the black folks sold up. We ain't gotta do nothing for them. Now we got the LGBTQ folks sold up. We ain't gotta do nothing else for them. Now we just get all these illegals in. That's a few million extra voters that'll put us over the top for many elections to come. That's why they fight so hard. Cause without it, the Democrat Party is finished in America. Too many people that woke up to their BS. I got something for y'all to show you something. So we're in the middle of a shutdown. Let's hope it don't get out of hand. But now they're fighting for ICE to end. Now they fight for ICE reform. They ain't even fighting for Obamacare no more. ICE. Let's get rid of ICE. Everything they doing is for the illegals. Nothing for the American people. I got a problem with that. That's why I'm no longer a Democrat. Get it, got it good. Bye.